Guys, welcome back to the Shawnee RC painting series. Now hopefully this is a series that you've been following and I'm making mistakes so you don't have to, or if you do, that's okay, because painting body shells is hard, but it is also extremely rewarding, because for not a lot of effort, with the right techniques, you can end up with something like this, which is super simple and it's not complicated and it's not the best, but I'm sure you'll probably agree it will do the job, and it will do the job better than a one can. Not that there's anything wrong with a one can, but check this out. You know, and there's very little detail on this shell. So we're going to go through what we can do from start to finish to achieve a body shell like this. And if you're new to it, copy it, practice it. A couple of points quickly first before we get into the painting and the drawing, although we're going to keep that part quite short, get to the painting as soon as possible, because that's the easy part, is questions I get asked. What paints do I use? I use a mix of Hobbynox and Vallejo. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'll put it up on the screen now. But what I can thoroughly recommend is the Vallejo paints. So these, the premium colour range, I'd recommend to anybody, because for the majority of these, you don't need to dilute or mix. You can use them straight from the bottle. So awesome. I do find with some fluorescent colours on the Vallejo, it's not quite as vibrant as the Hobbynox. So as you're learning these paints, get a few in, test them. You might have different experiences, but ultimately, if you can use Vallejo, get it. I'll put a link for that in the description as well. And also, the airbrush that I'm using is an Iwata. It was about £140, probably around $180. I have used other airbrushes and they were okay, because I've been doing a lot of painting recently. I invested in what will hopefully be the only airbrush I'll ever need, unless I was to buy another one. But nevertheless, Vallejo paints, Iwata airbrush, simple design, awesome colours. Didn't actually intend to use the fluorescent green. This is actually a Vallejo green and I find that pops quite well. But yeah, the red, the green, the white, usable. A few stickers on this and it'll be ready to race or bash. So let's get on with the painting series, and today we are painting this shell. Let's go. So all body shells start off by marking out your windows for two reasons. One, we need to cut these out. Everyone needs to see where they're going. And ultimately, two, any design that might go over the window, it's good to have a point of reference. But anyhow, always mark your windows. Super simple. Now we're not going to go through every single step here. I want to keep you guys interested when we get to the good bits. So this is why I like to use the header cards. As you can see, it's super easy to use, super easy to hold. You can also mark on the header card if you need to make sure lines are symmetrical across the shell. It's just a little bit easier to use than a ruler or any guesswork. So I think if you're into RC, you're going to get some header cards from time to time, unless you hide them from your wife, of course. But keep them for this reason. This design is a simple kind of two-layer design. It's kind of got three areas of painting and then the outlines, so it's super simple. So now we're just doing this second layer of the design. Looking good. Time to mirror this onto the other side. Spend your time doing this, because I find with airbrushing body shells, it's all about the time you spend doing the prep and doing the design, because the painting bit really is the easy part.
So with the body shell all marked up, it's time to start doing some cut lines. Now just to quickly explain, this singular line here is my outline, which is going to be about a 3 or 4 mil black sprayed section. So rather than actually doing 2 pen strokes, I actually do 1 pen stroke and then I cut the outline in freehand after. So I don't follow 2 pen lines to get the black outline, which you'll see later on, so it will make more sense there. As you can see, we've got 1 pen line with a cut, and then we've got the second freehand, unpenned, if that's a word, line. You'll see why later on. So we're going to make sure we cut all of the lines now across the whole body, so we're ready to paint. And just like that, we've removed our first section. Starting with the darkest colours first, it's going to be these black outlines here, which will separate our colours. So let's get painting. Vallejo Premium Black, as I said earlier, always start with the darkest colours first. Airbrush PSI is around about 30 PSI. I generally keep it there. So we're just going to do 1 consistent coat. Don't need to be too pretty now. Again, this is just a simple body. Quick blow dry in between coats. Awesome. Two solid coats. And we're ready to remove the next section, which is going to be the red. Or is it? No, we're not quite there yet. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove this back section here, but we're going to keep the black in the airbrush. Boom, just like that. So we're actually going to add a little bit of detail now. So we're going to use the black that's already in the airbrush. There's no worries about cleaning it out, because we're just going to add some honeycomb style design. So this is super easy to use, and it's also reusable. And it's really, really simple. We're just going to place it where we want to and just do a light coat, nothing too fancy. This is going to add a really nice little bit of depth and a bit of colour change to the body shell. And it's these kind of things that make your shells stand out, and they're good to learn. Always make sure we're drying these in between coats, because you don't want it to catch it when it's a little bit wet and create a bit more of an inconsistent design. Maybe we'll just add another one there. Kind of doing this freehand at the moment. There we have it. Super simple detail, but adds rather a lot of depth, which painting body shells, that's what separates them. Vallejo red. I always mess that word up. This is a really, really nice red. It's almost fluorescent, but it's just, yeah, that's just my favourite. One day if I have red in my shells, this is the red I'm going to go for. As you can see, these small details now are starting to come through, and this is exactly why we do them. 2 coats of this, and it is solid, ready to go. And as if by magic, this next section has been removed. I didn't know what colour to do here, but the green, wow, I always put the green in. I absolutely love the fluoro green, especially with red and purple actually. So, a couple of quick coats. This colour will really pop later. Fluorescent colours need to be backed predominantly with white, but you can back them with other colours. But white generally gives the pop and the brightness that you want. Now once we've dried this, I'll be honest, I've actually lost the clip. So this area here, which you can see at the front, just pretend that you've seen me remove that and spray it white, and at the same time I've backed the entire shell in white. So kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And there we go. The white section is on. We've done a few specs, which again, you missed, but I'll shut up because this is the best bit. And there we have it. Removing the cellophane or the plastic wrap to unveil what can be epic or what can be a disaster. But keep at it, guys. I'm still early on in my journey and we're getting results like this, and there's still so much more to learn. But the point is, get out there and try it.